What is Reiki? Reiki is a Japanese form of energy healing, and Rei means universal, and Ki means life force energy, like prana in yoga, Sanskrit, and Qi in traditional Chinese medicine, life force energy. So it is the highest form of vibrational frequency that's available for us for our ultimate healing. And Reiki energy is channeled through the practitioner that's been attuned. And there are Reiki level 1, Reiki level 2, Reiki level 3 is the master level, and then master teacher level. So I'm a Reiki master teacher. And at each level, you can do self-healing, you can start to heal others, you can do distance Reiki, and you have to be attuned by master teacher level practitioner. It can only help you, not harm you. It does not interfere with your free will. So if you're receiving a Reiki session, the more you relax and open up to receive, the more benefit you will receive from the session. And the session is going to feel different each time you do it, and it's different for everyone. So you might notice tingling, you might notice cold or heat, you might not notice anything, and just trust that you are receiving exactly what you intend to receive, what you're open to receive. And then after the session, you want to really get up slowly so you don't get dizzy. But if you get up very suddenly, if you get dizzy, that's very normal. But depending on how much work you've done, what you need to release, if you have a lot of built up toxin and you had a very powerful session, and if you really opened up and a lot's being released, then sometimes you might feel in the next few days after the session, especially if you had a very deep, like 1 hour session, you might not, this doesn't happen to everyone, but like I said, it depends on what needs to be released, what hasn't been released, how much work you've done before. You might feel certain like cold symptoms or headaches. So the more you drink water, that flushes it out and lets you go through that process faster. So it's like any other detox symptom that might come up. Or you might just feel so elevated, so energized, and very positive, ready to just conquer the world. So again, every time it's different. You might be crying the whole time during the session and then feel so light and relieved and happy right after. So just be very kind, just be aware, be observant, be non-judgmental. Let yourself feel any feelings that arises. So energy is the root of anything that happens physically, emotionally, mentally. And it's how it starts. It also is the root of where you can really get into resolving a lot of things that needs to be resolved, both mental, physical, emotional, spiritual way. And if you're in a very highly elevated spiritual journey, it might make you more psychic. You might get more creative ideas, more inspiration. So you might also notice more synchronicity as you go about your day in the next few days. You might also dream more vividly and have more premonition dreams. So you want to jot and journal all those experiences, especially synchronicities that show up, happenstances, or any ideas you might get. And if you're connected to spiritual guides or ancestral guides, you might even see them during the session, or you might get messages during the session, or the practitioners might pick up something and share some insights with you, but they should never interpret what they see, but just simply deliver whatever they might see, and it's up to you to share or not share. Again, you have the right to privacy, but you can just note it for yourself and maybe jot it down later and use it for your own healing or own elevation. There are things that can help and then things that can hinder the receptivity. So you don't have to believe in it, but it's just that intention and openness to receive the healing is what's needed to receive the most healing that you need. And if you're doing a deeper Reiki healing sessions more consecutively, it really helps if you cut down processed sugar or caffeine. And if you receive the Reiki healing from a practitioner that's level 2 or above, then Reiki does not interfere with time and space. So you can receive Reiki through distance as well as time, past, present, future. That's why this works amazingly through videos like this, through YouTube. I have a whole bunch of Reiki healing videos, distant Reiki healing videos on this channel, so you can check it out in the Reiki playlist. And if you're getting sessions in person, it's always good to wash your hands, even as a receiver, and definitely as practitioner. Washing hands is critical as it's hands-on healing. And even though it's a Japanese hands-on healing, the most common lineage is the Usui lineage. But hands-on healing has been around through history, through cultures. So even Jesus used hands-on healing. Your mom's healing touch is also hands-on healing. And we all have the ability to heal ourselves through our healing hands with the intention, but the attunement allows the practitioner to channel the highest form of healing more efficiently and more powerfully, and be able to do it through distance, again with Reiki level 2. And you don't have to lie down to receive Reiki. You can also be seated, and you can have your eyes open or closed, but the best way is to be in a very relaxed and open and receptive state. You certainly don't want to receive Reiki or have Reiki videos on if you're driving or operating any machinery or devices that could be harmful to you. So it's like simple as even curling iron to curl your hair, and certainly not heavy machinery. Or if you're watching something like violent TV, I don't recommend you having a Reiki healing on when you're watching something violent on TV or on a YouTube. It's a common sense, but it's still something I wanted to iterate. Again, it does not interfere with your free will, so it'll only help you if you want the healing. And that is the ethic of also a healer. You never want to force healing on someone who's not ready or who does not want the healing. So you don't want to just go around and sending healing to everyone just because we are able to do distance Reiki. You can't. There's an ethics and morality to how you offer the healing as well. So that's all part of the Reiki healing when you're receiving the attunement, and if you decide to ever get an attunement. Because a lot of empaths, sensitive people who are able to sense feelings, a lot of us already have that really powerfully charged healing hands. So in order to really properly navigate, and the best thing about being a Reiki practitioner is that you can really help people, especially if you're called to be of service and be offering healing, energy healing. And Reiki is one of the best ways that I found as an empath, because you're a channel that's allowing this highest vibration of love energy to flow through, the most powerful healing energy to flow through. And you're just a conduit, a channel, a vessel, allowing the ego to be out of the way. So you never, as a practitioner, you never want to get your ego, expectations to be in the way of the channeling of Reiki energy. And when you do that from a grounded space with good intention for the highest good and highest good of the person receiving, highest good of all, the Reiki energy also heals and does not drain your energy as a healer. So that's why I think it's one of the most beneficial healing tool for empaths to learn, because it does not drain your energy when you heal other people, and it should not. And if you are feeling drained after healing someone, that means your ego is in the way and you're not actually channeling that Reiki energy. If you receive the Reiki session in person, if you actually go see a practitioner in person, oftentimes it's offered on a massage table with sheets. And I want to really iterate that you do not have to take your clothes off. I've seen some horror stories where the practitioner or the person gets confused with massage and thinking that you have to take your clothes off. But you keep your clothes on when you're receiving Reiki healing, even on a massage table. So make sure that you're aware of that. The sheets are just there for cleanliness from one client to the next. So you definitely want to keep your clothes on, but wear something comfortable so you can relax and be more receptive to receive. And then after you receive healing, whether it's distance or in person, you want to drink lots of water, because water is a conduit for energy, and you want to flush it out. And the way you know if the Reiki healing is really working for you is that depending on your state you're in, depending on what senses you're developed, some people might see colors, some might get images. Sometimes you can get a lot of very intuitive messages. Most of the times you might feel heat or cold in certain areas. And sometimes the practitioner can have their hands hovering on top of you at the upper body, but you might feel a second set of hands at the bottom. Or maybe they're up here, but you just feel hands at the bottom, vice versa. And the practitioner, especially if you're getting it in person, they can lay their hands actually on you and hold for a few minutes in each part. Or it still works with the hands hovered a few inches above. So if you're the type who doesn't like to be touched, you can let the practitioner know, and the Reiki will still work just as powerfully. So again, you want to be comfortable, relaxed, and receptive. So do what feels the best for you. Just know that you have the power to really determine what feels right for you, what doesn't, in any situation. Doesn't apply just for Reiki sessions, but you have to take the empowerment and really take charge of your own healing that you're receiving. You don't want to just give your power away to, even yoga teachers or other gurus or Reiki practitioners. You are in charge. You are your own guru. You know what's best for you most of the time, if you really get your ego out of the way and listen from this pure intention of your higher self. So I wanted to really iterate that. So again, the person can touch or not touch at any time. Maybe you're okay with being touched in certain area but not other parts, so you can always let them know. So that's pretty much the basics of the Reiki healing, how it works, before, during, after. So if you have any other questions, or if you want to share your experience with the Reiki sessions, whether you received it virtually or in person, anywhere, please share in the comments what you want to share. I'm sending you so much Reiki energy, Reiki love, and Reiki also works for the highest good of all and highest good for the person receiving. So that is always the intention that the practitioner sets for you and for the session. So I hope this was helpful, and please check out my Reiki playlist again in the description below or at the end card. I wish you to reach your highest potential and live a life of flow and creativity and joy. And go within and find your inner sparkle.